President John Young is joining us now on the phone. And President Young, we mentioned those cars falling off the tracks of the train trestle there at the Huey P. Long Bridge. And what can you tell us about that?
Well, I can tell you, Randy, that we do have some confirmation or reports that there were some cars that fell off the tracks. Our emergency management first responders are en route to that right now. At this point in time, we don't have any other details. There's been no reported injuries, but certainly very concerned about that situation. So we'll continue to keep you advised as we get further information.
Now, right now, the majority of our area power outages are in your parish, about 30,000 Entergy customers in the dark right now. Have you been in contact with Entergy? Is there a certain area that you're most concerned about?
Well, certainly we have been in contact with Entergy, and our emergency operations personnel have been, as well as our Public Works Department. There have been some poles that have snapped, some power lines down, and we're working with Entergy, and Entergy is working to restore that power. Obviously, anyone who has any issues or complaints, first stay away from any down power lines. Contact Entergy, but we're going to continue to monitor that and work with Entergy to make sure that power is restored as quickly as possible. A lot of high winds, some reports of hail, gusts as much as 112 miles an hour near the airport, sustained winds of 60 to 65. So we have some issues with power, and we're dealing with that. We have all hands on deck, and anyone who has any issues, contact Jefferson Parish, and we'll take care of that situation.
Well, you mentioned the airport, President Young. Have you heard any word of the outage at the airport right now, the terminal that's without power?
Yeah, as I understand it, the terminal is out of power. They're working to restore that power. They're on generator power. We also have reports that Tulane Lakeside Hospital in Jefferson's on generator power as well. A lot of lightning strikes and a lot of issues. Just a very, very volatile system that's throwing a lot our way.
Any of the other hospitals in Jefferson Parish, other than Tulane Lakeside, that are operating on generator power right now?
No reports at this point in time.
And any other reports of damage other than the cars that fell off the tracks there right around Elmwood?
We had a couple poles that have snapped, Entergy poles. We have actually a tree down in the parking lot at the NE building on the north side of the parking lot. Obviously some branches and tree limbs down whenever you have this type of wind. And those are the reports we have at this point in time. But again, we have our streets department, our fire department, and public works crews out and about dealing with situations as they occur.
And right now we are looking at a picture of the trains that did fall off the track there at the Huey P. You can see them there on the ground.
Yeah.
That train trestle, tends to run high above this.
Side behind Copeland's.
It's on the eastbound side, you said?
Yes.
The eastbound side. Is that area closed at this hour? Do you have the roadway closed there?
Well, we have our emergency personnel out there working with the railroad as we speak, and they're going to take whatever precautions and whatever actions they need to take. But again, that brings up a good point that, if you don't need to be out and about, please shelter in place and stay off the roadways at this point in time. That would be a good thing to do.
Any other words of caution? And again, we're starting to see this storm kind of moving its way through, but it is leaving behind a lot of damage, and we're not quite out the woods yet. There are still some more pockets of, some pretty damaging cells there of this storm. So just because I guess you think, it's clearing, doesn't necessarily mean it's safe, right?
Correct. And again, let's keep watching the weather. And again, if you don't have to be out and about, please shelter in place until it completely goes through. Very, very violent system, but at least it's moving quickly. But as you said, we're not out of the woods yet, but just want to reassure our citizens that we're doing everything we can through our emergency management department, as well as our public works, street department, drainage and sewage, to take care of whatever issues arise, and also working with Entergy to address those power outages, which are somewhat widespread at this point.
Now, President Young, right now we're taking a live look at the Huey P. Long Bridge. We've got one of our photographers, Doug Fain, who's out there on the scene for us right now. Can you give us any idea of when this happened, when the cars fell off the tracks?
I don't know exactly when that happened, Randy.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have a precise time, no.
All right. John Young there, Jefferson Parish President Forrest on the phone, just updating us on the situation that's happening across Jefferson Parish. Again, about 30,000 customers of energy without power in Jefferson Parish alone. Right now we're taking a live look at the Huey P. Long Bridge, where train cars fell off the track onto the eastbound lanes below near Elmwood, the eastbound side of the Huey P. Long Bridge. Lots of emergency crews out there on the scene, just making sure everything's okay, trying to figure out how to get those cars moved out of that side of the road there. And also you can see some bucket trucks, some energy bucket trucks that are out there on the scene. So we've got fire department out there, the sheriff's office is out there, energy's department's out there as well. So a lot of things happening out there around this Huey P. Long corridor. And again, if you're just joining us right now, we're checking in with cars that have fallen off the tracks at the Huey P. Long Bridge. The Huey P. Long Bridge was shut down about an hour ago for a brief time, about 20 minutes or so, then reopened. As we know right now, this roadway is open to traffic, the Huey P. Long Bridge and the lower level, although the closer you get to where the scene is, which again, it's the eastbound side of the Huey P. Long Bridge, you see a lot of emergency crews out there on the scene trying to figure out what to do with these cars. No word on when the cars actually fell off of the tracks, but again, certainly a situation that's going to take some time to clean up. And Jefferson Parish is really taking a pounding with this storm right now. Again, we had reports of hail, saw that hail firsthand, some marble-sized, nickel-sized hail, 30,000 homes without power right now, and again, a lot of wind, down trees, down power lines. We've had our team of meteorologists tracking the storm for us this morning. Jay Galley is here, so is Damon Singleton, and Jay's going to step in, and Jay's going to step in for me right now.
Yeah.